With the cards that are available now, it's very, very hard to determine what players you actually need to make your team successful in Madden 19 Ultimate Team. Now, when you look at your squad, you have to say to yourself, what makes up my team? Like, what do I want? What makes it better than the opponent that I'm possibly going to be going up against? Although some of us will have similar players. We're going to discuss some of the things that I do and how I evaluate my team and how it can make your MUT team even better. Let's get it. All right, we're back, guys. What's going on? Shout out to all my veterans. If you are a veteran of GmiasWorld, I definitely appreciate you. If you guys are newcomers, bro, you're welcome too. Just let me know in the comments. A lot of you guys will let me know what's really good. You know how we do out here, veterans. What we're going to be talking about right now with this video is some of the cards that are most important to your lineup in Madden Ultimate Team. Now, what does that mean about importance? Importance is going to vary from person to person because some of us don't generally blitz. A lot of us, choose to play coverage. I did it for like 3 hours. Like all that 4-3 wide 9 stuff, I'm done with it. Like I'm over it. I have to blitz. I got to send pressure. I'm coming for your draws. I don't care. So what does that mean for me with my team? I'm going to evaluate it based on what I do with my team and why my Ultimate Team is built the way that it is. Whether you choose to do some of the things that I do or if you already have the same exact team, because a lot of my viewers, they pretty much have the same exact team that I have and you guys are able to utilize it in that fashion. Regardless if you don't like some of my players, if you prefer to have a theme team, whatever it is, I'm going to discuss with you guys right now why I use the players that I have. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice on my players is the O symbol right there, right? That's the out of my way. Now, for those of you guys that have been around a pretty long time, since I figured out that that's the key to success, because initially it was actually situational pass rusher. That was a chem, right? That dudes on 3rd and 4th down would just go ape. They were just going right into your backfield. Then what happened was there was like some kind of mix up with it. Either they patched it, they didn't patch it. The long story short, it just stopped working. All right, so I don't really use Aaron Donald in my lineup as much. I probably, in most cases, either sub in Von Miller from the right outside linebacker position, no, the left outside linebacker position, and put him in on the D line because he has the out of my way chem. So with the way that this works right now, I would not use situational pass rusher. Ideally, it's still on him because I paid for it, and I'm not gonna, I'm not just gonna give it up or whatever like that. But I prefer out of my way. All right, so that's something that makes my team a lot better with the way that I play with them because that's something that I know enhances the way that these players play. And whether or not you understand the importance of it with out of my way, that has to be determined in an actual game where you go up against somebody offensively that has a whole offensive line filled with lead the way. But we'll get to that in a second. All right, so now that we've discussed that, right? Defensive linemen, the guys that are going to be primarily rushing, they should always have the out of my way chem. All right, situational tackler, you're going to need that in certain cases. I put it on 2 of the guys because I know that a lot of the times dudes are going to break tackles. Now, can you break a tackle with a situational, with a secure tackler? Yes, it happens to me all the time. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to tell me in the comments that it happens to you as well. You get spin moved, you're strafed, you're right there, and you still get spin moved. That's part of Madden 19. Everybody is not going to be able to make the play, and depending on the user capability of your opponent, he may be able to spin move you into another galaxy regardless if you are strafed up and waiting for it to happen. So it's not about the fact that you do have the the secure tackler. It's about the fact that you also still with that have to know how to strafe and how to attack your opponent. Else you still will get spin moved, you still will get trucked, all those other things will happen. Yes, it'll light up, but mines have lit up and you just get crazy animations, especially when you're going up against Ricky Williams. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys know what Ricky Williams does in gameplay, write Ricky in the chat so I can know exactly what you guys are talking about. Write it in the comments so I can know if you felt the wrath of Ricky and also have given your opponent the wrath of Ricky to the point where you put a red ball in his mouth. Go ahead and write Ricky in the comment section. All right, so now we understand that we have to, I use 2 of them because these guys are primarily the guys that I'm blitzing. So I want to make sure that they securely tackle the player. Everybody else is going to have out of my way. All right, defensively with the secondary, right? These guys, I put pick 6 on these guys because when they intercept the ball, I want them to not lose stamina until they do a special move or whatever. I just want the unlimited stamina. And what you guys have to learn about this, be very, very careful. Try to run as fast as you can before you do any move or anything like that, because what happens is, you see what happens? If you make contact or a special move, your stamina becomes natural again, and it starts to deteriorate. So you don't want to make any kind of special move or anything like that unless you really need to. But pick 6 is clutch. Tip drill, he still drops tip picks. So I'm not going to go ahead and recommend it because I would feel like I'm leading you down the wrong path. It's just pretty to have it on there. He has dual chems, so I said to myself, what else do I want to put on him? I don't want to put return man. I don't want to put pick specialist, because that's just a joke. Like, I was putting this on these guys early to start the year, and they would drop more picks than anybody's business. I've never seen somebody drop more picks than they have when I had that on there. So with that being said, that's something that I generally just don't want. I don't want that really going on. So I'm going to leave that the way that it is. I'm not concerned with it. It's over. Let's move on from there. All right. So with that being the case with pick specialist, this is what the situation is, right? I wouldn't recommend it. These are the only two that, you know what I'm saying, like I would go with. I would go with pick 6, and I would go with tip drill just because it looks pretty for the guys that can get the dual red chems. All right. That's secondary wise. Okay. What does that mean for me? Why would I keep a situational player in Aaron Donald on my line and not go after somebody else? Now, look, this is what it is, guys. I'm going to be putting Howie Long in, right? We're going to be putting Howie Long stocking in. And this guy, obviously, with his block shed and everything, he's going to be chemmed up to the 83 speed as well. He's going to be suitable for what I need when I run 5-2, because now I can leave Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack will be good right there. I can have Howie Long on the other side, and I can just leave the other dude, Alan Page, in the middle, and then have my linebackers on the outside and have Shazier as the over-the-top linebacker in 5-2. Additionally, he will already come with out of my way because he has the block shedding already stock. Okay, that's already his block shed, so I don't need to do anything to it. And remember, it has to be a 90 before they're chemmed up after. So his actual thing has to show it. So that's a player that I'm going to be looking to upgrade with that out of my way and everything like that, and make him a much better situation. I just got to put sprinter chem on him and get out of my way, and I got to add a little bit more because it's going to be 1,000 points, 1,000 training points for the upgrade for that particular card. All right, so that's defensively what I'm looking for. Offensively, when you look at this, the gunslinger chem, some of you guys are saying, yo, gunslinger's this, gunslinger's that. I know from experience and playing with the game that gunslinger is garbage. All right, so what does that mean? It simply means that if you do have a player like Michael Vick, ideally what makes Vick great? Speed, right? He could throw the ball a little something, but we all know he underthrows a lot of balls. He does whatever he wants. It's weird. I get that, right? Don't worry about it. Conductor is key. Conductor should be there no matter what. That's something that you should never leave at home. Always have conductor on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like that thing. Identified, I put that on him because everything else that he has doesn't make sense. This doesn't work. Putting this on him, juke specialist or spin move specialist, you're asking for a fumble. If you run into people, don't worry about never stumble. You're going to be always fumbling. So that wouldn't make any sense. So the only other thing to make him look pretty is to put the identified chem on him. That's why that's there. Those are the two that I would recommend. Gunslinger right now, it's been faulty over the last couple years since they've been using it. It's nothing new. EA's been doing it for a while. It is what it is. All right, guys? So after that, we're going to use zone run. Why do I use zone run? Primarily because of the spin move addition and the run blocking for the offensive linemen. So I do have rising stars, which means that I can have like dual chems on some of the players, but some of these guys still can't get it. So I'd rather upgrade his spin move and give him the ability to be able to get off, you know, more sicker spin moves and still have that crazy stiff arm and still have crazy juke move and things of that nature with my running back. All right. Fullback, power run is better for Franco. That gives him more of an idea of, that gives him more of the blocking things and things that works for him with the power run, because I can just actually back out of that and show you. With the stiff arm, the impact block, the break tackle, the truck, and all that stuff like that, the lead block, that helps him primarily, which is why power run is on him maxed out. All right? Go deep, no brainer for the wide receivers. You need to be able to beat the press. You need to do a lot of the things that are going on with this. This is very, very ideal. Obviously, the throw power goes to the quarterback, but your receivers should have that. Your wide receivers. When you go over to tight ends and stuff like that, zone run for Shannon Sharp, since I put that on him and had him fully chemmed, he spin moves like nobody's business. So even with his spin move rating being low, and under the 88 threshold, me just adding that to him, putting him zone run instead of power run, I'm going to show you what his spin move is. He's at 84 spin move. He's been spin moving like a top. Okay, he's basically been a top. It's wild. The dude just spinning around and it's crazy. I'm just letting you guys understand that because that's something that's probably going to be a major issue for a lot of you guys that are trying to figure out zone run, power run. What am I doing? All right, now this guy, I took sprinter chem off of him and gave him zone run and power run. He's been a nightmare since. Very, very smart move by me to do that because it just makes him overpowered. Zach Martin, we're going to be upgrading very, very soon. I told you guys I'm going to be finishing up the solos, giving you guys all the insight on that. Jason Kelsey, zone run, no brainer. And let me explain to you again. This guy, Jason Kelsey, like he's a really, really good card. Not only because he's fast, but the fact that, look at his run blocking. Look at his run block power, his run block finesse. All right? Now that you see all that, let's back out because it doesn't show you the chems when he's actually chemmed up with it. Now we're going to go and look at something else with him. Let's look at it so we see the chems. All right? Look at this. That 99 block, bro, that 99 run block, that's serious business right there. Like, I don't run wham, like under center like that. I'll run the wham out of the single back, the trips and stuff like, the toss formation, but single back ace or something like that, ace bunch or whatever it is. But I don't have it in my playbook to run the other one. All right, so when you look at his speed, the dude's a 78 speed with all of this run blocking capability. He is a glitch in the game. 99 run block is more valuable than the 99 lead block, but he also has a decent amount of lead block. So he is a very, very good card to have with the lead the way chem. But look at his run block finesse. You see these things? And a 97 run block. So when you look at those things, you got to understand, hey, when you're building your offensive line, I would focus a lot more on players like that as opposed to players that are slower with the same type of stats. Because he gets out in front and initiates contact and keeps you up and going. So lead the way is my winner right here. All right. I am going to be adding one of those Kevin Mawais and taking one of these guys out just to have an additional player with the lead the way chem so that when I go out there and I run tosses, I can have people on the edge as a tight end with lead the way. Instead of going and spending money for a fullback to get that additional chem, I'm just going to put it simply on, I'm gonna get my center, and obviously the centers can't go to tackle, but they can go to guard. And then you can move your guard to a tackle or whatever like that. You can play around with it. And then they'll have lead the way regardless. And they're putting somebody on their butt cheeks. All right. So now that we know all that stuff is going on, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing with this. Let's go ahead. I'm going to take Aaron Donald out of the game because that's going to be one of our, our newer upgrades. And let's go ahead and add him in there. We're going to substitute for the entire depth chart. We're going to substitute for the entire depth chart. All right. Now from that, we're going to start chemming him up. Okay. We're going to chem him up. With what do we have? 1,000 training. Let me first go over to. We're gonna add. This team is gonna be the Raiders. The scheme is gonna be run stuff times 3. So we're gonna craft the chemistry, put it on them. All right. That hasn't really done any. Okay, physical. We have to come back to that. Okay, let's put out of my way on him. All right, because we're gonna need that. And then physical, we're gonna have to get him the sprinter chem to like really upgrade him. The weird thing about it is, as you look at what's going on with his card, it's not increasing his overall. All right, so I don't know if it's not registering or what's going on, but his block shed is up to a 97. He might be a guy that is going to be upgraded if we gave him pass rush. Okay, that might be something that gets him upgraded as opposed to everything else that we've been doing. But again, we're gonna go and get some more training to see if that's what is doing it. But over here with the way that we have it, we don't have enough, I don't think, to give him pass rush as a dual chem. So let's go look in our binder and try to figure out, is there anything that we can sell right now to be able to get okay, so first of all, these guys can't be quick sold, so we can't do anything with those. We have a lot of additional ones with those. Okay, this is a temporary overall. What is this, bro? Like what it goes to 1, like, bro, give me my 10 training, bro. Like, come on, man. I don't want no temporary overalls out here. Like, what are we doing with that? I don't know why I still have Telvin Smith and haven't powered him down, but I could probably get some more stuff out of him, actually. We'll figure that out later. But okay, this guy right here, what are we doing with this? 1,600 training? All right, Sammy Watkins, you can go. All right, so let's get him out of there. Now we're going to go back, and we're going to add, some additional things to him. Now, I'm not really worried about the fact that he hasn't, chemmed up and got a higher overall. What I'm more concerned about is the fact that he can get out of my way. That's what you should be more concerned with when you're looking at your D line. That is what's important. Everything else, we can play around with it and try to figure out, what makes him do this, what makes him do that. But again, it's not something. Okay, he went to a 95 now, I guess because he's faster or whatever. All right. Now, with the way that this goes, that's probably why it wasn't working, because I didn't have him maxed out with it. Okay, that makes sense. So he has the +2 speed now and the acceleration. But what makes him more of a better right end than Aaron Donald is simply because he gets out of my way. So I've been able to show you now our defensive line is glitchy. So even if we're going up against a whole team of lead the way, we should be able to hold our own. Not only that, he has the same speed as Aaron Donald, and finesse moves, whatever, power moves, we're not really worried about that. But that block shedding is key, which also means we can play sag defense and ultimately get a very, very fast block shed. All right? So throughout this video, you should have learned some of the key factors to make your ultimate team that much better. If you have any other questions, comments, you can tweet me at GmiasWorld on Twitter. You can follow me Instagram at GmiasWorld, like me on Facebook. Definitely go to the homepage of GmiasWorld on YouTube. Subscribe to GmiasWorld Gaming and GmiasWorld Podcast for other avenues of what I cover. And I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.